It's like 7:45, something like that. It's right before 8 o'clock, which is a great time to be out, because at this time of day or morning, it looks like old Waikiki. How's it going, man? It looks like old Waikiki. Just the regular pre-COVID Waikiki. You know what I mean? People that cause most of the trouble and nonsense here don't roll out of bed until around noon. So it's a great time to be out, if you know what I mean. If you know what I'm talking about. Speaking of black people, I was just talking to the doctor in the comments, and he was saying something about Trump, and you know, like I was telling him, or I alluded to him, I don't want to rain on people's parade right now. Like, I know some people are really happy about how things turned out, and good, it is better. It is the better of the two options, even though I understand none of it really matters. But to pretend it's real for a minute, just for fun, yeah, it's clearly better because it sets a mood. You know, it makes things a little bit less dystopian, because even if it's fake, there is some kind of glimmer of hope for some things. One being if he goes through with the online free speech thing that he talks about doing, where he's going to hold companies accountable for shadow banning and things like that, which would change the game for me, you know. And people like it. And also, it would enable me to get out some of the older meme folders that I had to retire. Something really weird that happens to me, and I don't know if any of you guys experience this. But for instance, I was just walking down the street. I was just walking down the street like I am now, and I looked over where there was a bush. See how these bushes are here? And I saw all this. It looked like coins, all the shiny, like almost Christmas lights or something. And I'm like, wow, that's weird. Why is it like that? And then as I got closer to it, it was just a regular bush. And this is something that's been going on for a while with me. Like, I can see stuff, like I call it like, hey, what's up, man? I call it the lattice work sort of reality, where you can see stuff that you're looking at. It's almost like an optical illusion. You know, in Labyrinth, when she's trying to find her way to the maze, and I'm just assuming everybody's seen Labyrinth, and the little worm is like, no, there's an exit right there, right ahead of you. And she walks up to it, and she walks right through it, because the way it was set up, it looked like a wall, but it was actually optical. You know what I'm fucking trying to say here. I see things occasionally that aren't here, but that are maybe part of like the construction, I guess, of the area, if I'm explaining this well. Like, one day I was in the store over by my house, the one I always go into, and I say, wait here, I'll be right back. As if you have to wait, like it's gonna be edited. What the fuck? But yeah, I was standing in line there a little while back, and it looked like there was a long hair, like a long strand of like golden hair blowing around. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And when I looked, and when I stood a little bit in a different direction, I noticed it was just the top of the roof. It was part of the roof where they have these lights laid out to, you know, like the store. Little things like that. Like, I look at stuff that looks like something else, like get closer to it. Like, I'm seeing inter-frequency wise. I've explained that, I think, really badly, which is, you know, proper course here, but if anyone knows what I'm talking about, like, you'll see the lattice work or the construction of the place, another in an optical illusion kind of sense. It happens, this kind of thing happens a lot when you're sleep deprived. A lot of people that do drugs and like they stay up for days, they start seeing things like that. And what they tell them is, oh, it's your brain, you know, it's heating up your brain or whatever, from you need to drink more water or whatever the science boys say. But what's really happening is you're starting to see the other frequencies, because like a radio in your car, when you turn on the radio, you may flip it to the disco station, right? I don't know why you would do that. Maybe you're an asshole. And you, even though it's on that station, you still have all the other stations coming into your car, being picked up by the receiver. And they all take up the same space. They're all right there with you, but you're just tuned in to that one frequency. And that's why you hear the station that you do. And even though you're not tuned into the other ones, they're still there and they're still around you. That's kind of what, well, it's not kind of, it's exactly how it is here. All these frequencies are the whole band of available frequency is in this little snow globe, but we're tuned in to a specific one, and that's how we see what we see and experience what we experience. Like me and these people are tuned into the same frequency, so we can see the street here. But interdimensionally, or in another dimension or another frequency, this could be like a whole different thing. This could be ocean to someone else who's tuned into another frequency, and we don't even see them because, you know, they're tuned into another radio station. Per se? What the fuck is per se? I almost said per se. The fuck, I just woke up, so my head's a little, my articulation machine is still fucking grinding, trying to get going. A lot of new people don't understand that if you come up the street here and there's a crosswalk, you have to let the people in the crosswalk go. But all the new people, they moved in here over the past couple of years, don't know that, so they get really upset and fucking want to run you over. And I've had those experiences. Recently I had that one guy fucking throw his garbage out the window at me. He belongs back in the bush. You know, you can take someone out of the bush, but you can't take the bush out of people. You know, who knows, a year ago he might have been stirring up one of those pots of one of his friends that I see on Bolivian basket weaving forums. People need to see that stuff. Like, I don't think they understand what they're dealing with. Like, if you're a forum user of certain places, well, I guess we could see 4chan now. I think we're getting more freedom in our speech. Well, at least it's time to try to put it to the test. I don't think any social media company is going to be banning too many people right now, because part of this thing with Trump is that they're going to look at their history to see if there was any shadow banning or unnecessary censorship going on, and there was. So they got to be kind of scared right now, because even though they're all on the same team, you got to remember, these are different groups of Satanists that compete with each other. One group, the group Trump is part of, the Jesuit kind of group, they're not the Moloch people, so they don't do the kid thing. And that's why you see people like Robert De Niro flipping out over fucking Trump, because he probably relies on a steady diet of fucking adrenochrome, adrenalized blood. He probably doesn't scare the kids himself. He probably has a room in the house for that to go on, and then they bring in the fresh ingredients. In my opinion, of course. no makeup. Sometimes I just, it's an unconscious thing, it's a subconscious thing. Sometimes I get up and I just do it, and then and then some days I just don't. A lot of times during the day I'm wearing my sunglasses, so I can't tell anyway. But it's pretty busy for 9 o'clock on a Tuesday. And you may notice the people. It's very, very pre-COVID Waikiki. This is what it looked like. So my security system completely atrophied because even though it built up in some of the places I lived on the mainland over the years, I didn't need it here. You know, because it's very low danger. You know, I mean, mostly Asians with some white people sprinkled in. I love the Asians too. Did a video called "I Love Asians" a couple years ago, and the reason I love them so much is because they have no interest in me at all. To the point where a lot of times they'll walk right into me because they don't notice I'm there. I love it. Because even other Caucasians, like I get static from some Caucasians sometimes too. Usually older guys. I don't know what that is. I think there's a homoerotic subtext there. They think I'm attractive, and then it makes them mad. I say that as kind of a joke, but I've had that happen in my life with friends, acquaintances, people I knew. How that happened with disastrous results. Kind of weird. It is a thing that goes on, man. It is a thing that goes on. And I know whenever I say something like this, people in the comments go, "What do you think you fucking about?" Yeah, I do. Maybe you're not cursed with cheekbones like this, but I am. So go on your way. Yeah, see how like it's so weird. Well, because of the time, it's like 9 in the morning. And as well, you don't see a lot of the street mutants aren't out yet either. You see some homeless people, and street mutants, of course, are different. Homeless people are a growing group in this country that are being squeezed out of normal life because of the cost of everything. But homeless people that are trying to get back into a home or trying to get their shit together, they're not out here yelling at tourists. They're working the programs, they're in different places, or maybe a shelter, maybe, you know, they're trying to get something going. The street mutants are just out here to annoy people. Yeah, isn't it crazy? Like, I mean, how different. This is Tesla robot. Let's take a walk through the mall. The street mutants won't come in here. So if I ever get a tail, I just dip in here. I already tossed the coin in the water. I don't need to do it again. It's the only OCD thing I still do. I used to do a lot of that stuff. Like blink the light off so many times, you know. See, that's how I move around. I just go the other way. Must be getting later. Don Ho. Looking good. Yeah, I used to have all kinds of OCD shit like that, like flipping the light switches, all that bullshit, you know, tapping things 10 times. And then once I fully came to God, so yeah, just do one more. I realized with the, you know, waking up to how things are and the situation we're in, I realized that nothing works that way. All that stuff, like step on a crack, break your mother's back, all that bullshit is just that bullshit. It's mental traps that you get stuck in. And like most mental disorders, it's not even real. It's just another fake thing used to prop up an industry, a for-profit industry, and to get people on medications, so to make them easier to rule. More cattle management type stuff. Target put their signs all throughout the mall. It just really makes it look kind of trashy, I think. You can't go 2 feet without a Target sign pointing. Like just standing here, I see one in the mirror here, reflected over there. There's one reflected there. There it is. Everywhere you look, you just see a Target. And then I go in there and I realize it's a satellite Target. And it's absolutely useless to me. A long line here. Maybe what that's for. Let's see. Is that a rental car thing? I don't know what that is. Some kind of check-in thing. This coffee place over here is usually fucking really, the line sometimes comes all the way out to here in the morning for this coffee place. Must be good. I don't know. It's kind of weird though. Like the way I am, if I see a very long line, I'm not interested in, jumping in it. Whereas for most people, it works the opposite way. People see a very long line. Yeah, see every window. You just see Target reflecting off everything. You want to make sure it's in your mind all the time. Other people will see a line and they'll think there's something good, or they're missing out on something, so they'll just get right in line. There's a noodle place across the street over here. Same thing at night, and they just sell like pot noodles, just like regular fucking, the steamed noodles in the bowl thing, just pretty basic. And it's not like really cheap either, but the line wraps all the way around the building, every night. It's fucking madness, because in the line attracts people. They're like, oh, what's that? It must be good. Let's stand here for 7 hours. All right, in the home stretch now. I think we covered some stuff. Frequency, immigration, and the evils of it. Yeah, regular stuff, regular topics. I still got watching very closely this possible golden age of free speech. And even if it does happen, I mean, who knows how long it will last. So get your shit in now. Get those meme folders ready, and load up all your bad words. It's not about, for me, it's not about memeing or saying the bad words. It's more about being able to just share information and not worry about being able to talk about events, that I got a week vacation for even alluding to. That last one, I didn't mention it by name, I alluded to it. And they got me for they're hypersensitive about that one though. And I've done videos in the past, like, featuring that really extensively, making fun of it. But yeah, hopefully, it used to be too, like, a lot of times they would just hit you for something you made 2 years ago. It's like, what the fuck? Things I didn't even remember making. I'd get hit for. It's like they, So hopefully it does happen. Hopefully. Spring's eternal. All right, I'm gonna head up now. I'll go out wander around again later once the heat of the afternoon wears off. Till next time, thanks for stopping in, and don't blame the teacher, blame the school.
system main thrusters. Got back online.
It's on like fucking Donkey Kong.
Alert. Weapon systems online.
This guy's big too. Which is like, what's my hand? Or is it? So, I don't know. It's a couple feet tall.
Transform to vehicle mode.
Yeah, and what he does is you take him apart and he turns into a bat plane and a bat tank. So I'm ready for the apocalypse. This is what I spend my money on instead of prepper supplies. And I couldn't be happier.